Men, if a woman claims she's too busy, throws mixed signals your way, acts completely cold one day and super curious the next, and your response is to keep chasing, texting, proving your worth, performing, over-explaining, and over-analyzing every single word she utters, then you need to pay close attention. You are on the verge of completely destroying your own worth with your own hands. The very second a woman realizes you will always be waiting around, no matter how little effort she puts in, the mystery completely dies, the sexual tension vanishes, the respect begins to slip away, and your power is completely gone. So, here is the exact strategy that the majority of guys are far too terrified to actually execute. You need to disappear. Stop forcing your presence into a space where your true value isn't being recognized. Stop trying to convince someone to notice what ought to be completely obvious to them. Pull your energy right back. Go completely silent. Lock in on your life's purpose, and then just watch how things unfold. People will always reveal the absolute truth about how they truly feel about you the moment they no longer have effortless, easy access to your time. Far too many guys foolishly believe that attraction is built by doing more. Sending more texts, constantly checking in, pouring on more compliments, giving more effort, being more available, and offering more explanations. But attraction simply does not grow under heavy pressure. It thrives in space. It develops in uncertainty. It grows when she actually has the time and room to feel your total absence. And if she genuinely likes you, truly likes you, even if she's actively trying her best not to show it, your absence is going to speak way louder than all your words ever could. The truth is, some women are not obvious about their feelings. They are careful. They are highly guarded. They don't want to look overly eager. They refuse to be the ones doing the chasing, and they are terrified of risking rejection. So what exactly do? They hide their true interest behind a wall of distance. They act completely casual even when they care deeply. They intentionally take much longer to reply to your messages than they actually want to. They pretend absolutely not to notice you, but in reality, they notice every single thing. They remember the tiny details that you forgot you even mentioned. They will ask totally random questions just to keep a dead conversation going. They consistently show up in the exact places where you are. Their entire energy shifts the moment another woman gets your attention. They might never confess their interest with bold, direct words, but their actual behavior leaks the truth every single time. And that is exactly why you have to stop being completely hypnotized by words alone. A woman can tell you absolutely nothing verbally and still be communicating everything through her direct actions. If she constantly finds random reasons just to be around you, if she stares at you when she thinks you aren't paying attention, if she gets visibly awkward, defensive, playful, or even slightly jealous, if she mirrors your specific tone, or if she responds to you completely differently than she does to anyone else in the room, you need to pay close attention. Interest is not always loud and obvious. Sometimes it hides directly behind pride. Sometimes it hides behind fear. Sometimes it hides behind a wall of self-protection. But this is the exact point where the vast majority of men completely fail. The very moment they sense even a tiny spark of interest, they panic. They rush the process. They push too hard. They immediately start trying to lock down a commitment before the connection even has room to breathe. They become incredibly needy. They turn her natural curiosity into intense pressure, and that pressure instantly kills off what patience could have naturally revealed. You do not need to chase after what is already moving directly in your direction. Let that sink in. You absolutely do not need to chase what is already moving in your direction. If she genuinely likes you, your silence will deeply bother her. Your absence will make her wonder about you constantly. Your withdrawal will instantly trigger questions in her mind that your constant availability never could. Where did he go? Why isn't he around anymore? Who is keeping him busy now? Is he completely over me? Did I totally misread his signals? And right in that exact moment, she finally begins to confront her true feelings. Not because you manipulated her, and not because you are playing stupid mind games, but simply because you stopped making it so effortless for her to take your energy for granted. There is a massive difference between walking away out of bitterness and walking away out of sheer discipline. One comes from emotional weakness, while the other is pure power. Bitterness text messages, "I'll show her what she's missing." Discipline tells itself, I refuse to beg for something that ought to be given freely. Bitterness is entirely focused on revenge. Discipline is strictly about self-respect, and self-respect is highly magnetic. When you disappear the right way, you aren't sitting around sulking. You aren't posting thirsty updates for attention on social media. You aren't sending passive-aggressive indirect messages, and you aren't trying to make her feel guilty. You are simply returning to your own life. You are locking back into your personal mission, your physical health, your financial goals, your personal standards, and your peace of mind. You are reminding yourself that no woman, no matter how incredibly beautiful she is, should ever become the baseline of your emotional stability. Because the very second she becomes your center, you become completely unstable. And unstable men always end up over-pursuing. Let me give you a harsh truth that every single man needs to hear. If your entire confidence collapses just because one woman went quiet on you, then you weren't standing on real confidence to begin with. You were standing on external validation. And validation is a completely weak foundation, because the exact moment someone decides to pull it away, you fall apart completely. A strong man never needs constant reassurance. He pays close attention, he shows genuine interest, he makes his intentions entirely clear, and then he simply watches. He allows actions to reveal true character. He never tries to force closeness. He doesn't chase after confusion. He absolutely refuses to beg for clarity from someone who is giving him nothing but inconsistency. He steps back. And taking that step back accomplishes two things simultaneously. It protects his personal dignity, and it completely exposes the raw truth. Because when you disappear, one of two things is guaranteed to happen. Either she reaches out for you, or she doesn't. Either your absence matters to her, or it doesn't. Either she was hiding her genuine interest, or you were completely imagining it. And honestly, guys, both of those outcomes are incredibly valuable. If she moves toward you, now you finally know where you stand. If she doesn't, now you also know. Either way, you come out on top because clarity is always a victory, while clinging to false hope is the real loss. Far too many men waste months, or even years, stuck in emotional limbo because they are absolutely terrified of taking a step back. They would honestly rather live in total confusion than face the actual truth. They would rather keep accepting tiny crumbs of attention than risk finding out that a real meal was never coming. But a man who deeply respects himself would always rather be alone with his peace of mind than attached to constant uncertainty. And here is the much deeper lesson. This isn't just about women. This is about your entire life. Stop over-investing your time where the energy isn't being actively matched. Stop auditioning for spaces that aren't clapping for you. Stop trying to explain your worth to people who are fully committed to misunderstanding you. Your power returns the exact moment you stop chasing after what should naturally recognize your value. So yes, if she genuinely likes you and is just trying not to show it, disappearing is going to reveal it. But even more important than that, stepping back will reveal your true self to you. It will show you whether you are driven by a clear purpose or by pure panic. It will prove whether you can stand firmly in your own silence without begging for background noise. It will show you whether your standards are real or just words you repeat until attraction makes you forget them entirely. Guys, pull back with absolute dignity. Go silent with a clear purpose. Let your absence do what your over-explaining never could. If she genuinely cares, she is going to feel it. If she truly values you, she will actively show it. If she wants access to your energy, she will earn her way back into your world. And if she does absolutely nothing, thank life for the clear answer and keep moving forward. Because the man who is incapable of walking away will always be controlled by the person who can. But the man who can disappear without a hint of anger, without any drama, and without losing his identity becomes completely unforgettable. Not because he begged to be noticed, but because when he was gone, they finally understood exactly what his presence was actually worth.